folks, welcome back to My Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor and this is a mid-year progress report. It's July, we're just past the halfway mark of the year, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an update on where my reading goals for the year are. Some of them were better than I expected. Some of them I already knew were terrible. And some of them are kind of so-so. So, where am I up to? Let's get started. My first goal, of course, is to read 120 books, stories, comics, etc. in the year. I am not quite up to date on that according to Goodreads. According to Goodreads, I've read 64, which puts me 3 behind schedule. There is one that I haven't put into Goodreads yet because it was a novelette that didn't have its own entry in Goodreads. But as I didn't end up reading the novella from that same author, from that same collection, I'll probably put in the collection as a placeholder for that novelette. So technically 65 is what I've read this year, which puts me 2 behind schedule. So my goal, as usual, is to try and increase the amount of books I read by authors who are not white, who are people of colour. Last year I read 18, so that means this year I need to read 19. I was aiming to read 2 a month, which hasn't happened, but the Hugos happened in the last month and a half, and a lot of the short fiction in the Hugo Awards this year were written by people of colour. Although I had actually been picking up other things by people of colour as well. That's the one goal I've been doing well on. I have read 15. So I have read 15 things by non-white authors this year, which means there's only 4 left to get to my goal, and I suspect that I'm going to read a lot more than that. But yes, I'm really pleased with how I'm going with that. Another of my regular goals is to increase the number of books with queer characters in either a protagonist or a fairly major character. I'm not doing quite so well this year, but I am halfway there, kind of. So last year I read 16 books with queer major characters. This year so far I have read 8. So essentially halfway to last year's goal. I need 17 to get to this year, so I need to get a little bit of a wriggle on. I need to check my bookshelves for books with queer characters. So that should be something I should focus on further on this year. So the other next goal is that I was planning to try and reduce the amount of subscription box books on my TBR. I have completed no subscription box books so far this year. I have started a couple, so they are technically off my TBR, and I did actually do a try a chapter tag in which I think 2 or 3 came off. So there have been a few, but not enough. Not anywhere near enough, considering I'm still having books come in once a month. So I really need to get a wriggle on with reading some of those. That is a constant problem. So yeah, just hopefully in the second half of the year I can focus on that now the Hugo reading's out of the way. I also have a goal to try and get up to date, whatever the appropriate phrasing is, on some series. That's not going too badly. I don't have a specific goal, but I have like a booklet full of series. There are a lot of them. So in good news, I finished the Miss Fisher series at the start of the year. So that is ticked off. I am completely up to date on Phryne Fisher. So yay! I am also up to date on the Wayward Children books. I always am. I read them when they come out. So I read the most recent one at the start of the year as well. So I am up to date on the School for Wayward Children books by Seanan McGuire. I'm not sure if I'm up to date because I haven't checked whether the 3rd book's come out, but I have read the 2nd book in Rebecca Roanhorse's urban fantasy series. So I am feeling quite up to date and successful on that one. I have 2 books on my currently reading pile that are from series I am working on. So one of those is the 2nd Tessa Dare Castles series of romance novels. So I'm about halfway through that one. And I also have last year's encrypted book from Seanan McGuire. I believe another one has since come out, I think. There's generally one a year. But I am working my way through last year's. So making some progress there. I have also reread the first 2 Glamorous Histories books by Mary Robinette Kowal because it had been so long since I read them. I didn't really want to pick up the 3rd one without reminding myself of the first 2. So hopefully soon I will pick up the 3rd one because I really do like those books. I really enjoyed rereading the first 2. I just got distracted by COVID and Hugo reading. So yeah, so I'm doing all right on catching up on series. I'm not doing too badly on the final goal either, which was to try and catch up on my Uncanny magazine. I have read 4 issues so far this year, so that's great. And I believe I am up to this year's issues. So I think I've finished or almost finished the 2019 ones. I think the last one I read was the Disabled People Destroy Fantasy special issue, and I can't remember whether that was the final one of 2019 or if there's one more 2019 issue to catch up on. But I am starting to go back to the gym, and that's when I tend to read a lot of my Uncanny magazine because I read them on my Kindle. So I just need to upload all the Uncanny magazines onto my new Kindle so I can start catching up on those. So I'm not doing too badly there, but, middling on the Uncanny magazine and, some progress on the series. So the one that's the real worry is the subscription books, which I can't read at the gym because they are all physical. So I'm going to have to work on that. I don't know how the next few months are going to go because I am starting a new English class, which I have half a dozen novels that I'm going to have to get through for that, which is going to take up a great deal of my attention, particularly since some of them aren't things I was all that particularly interested in reading or I even hadn't heard of. Like, I've so far managed to get a long way without reading The Book Thief, and now I have to read The Book Thief. So I may end up really, really loving it. I may end up not loving it. It's World War II. It's fairly heavy reading. But, so I don't know how this subscription goal is going to go, but I think the rest of my goals, I'm pretty happy with where I am. So, to be honest, I can probably reach, if I try, it's quite possible that the queer goal and the person of colour goal might actually be met if I just read subscription books. Because there's probably a lot of those sitting on my TBR shelf. But yes, that's where I'm up to, halfway through the year. Well, a little more than halfway through the year in July. Yeah, how are your reading goals going? Let me know in the comments below. How is COVID affecting your reading? Like, until the Hugo reading started, I just wasn't reading much. Except for stuff like Enid Blyton via audio. I just wasn't consuming, I didn't want to consume new material. It was feeling a bit too much for me. Hopefully that can change. Yes, but, so yeah, let me know how your reading is going this year down below, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.